Welcome back, where we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 1 penny coins. While the penny might seem like a humble coin in everyday transactions, some issues are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. These coins, depending on their year, minting errors, and condition, can fetch astounding prices at auctions. In this video, we'll showcase the top 10 most valuable UK 1 penny coins, discuss their unique features, explain why collectors crave them, and reveal their current market values in dollars. So let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1921 is a coin that many collectors often overlook, yet it carries a fascinating mix of history, charm, and growing value in today's auction market. Despite being a coin that circulated widely during the early 20th century, surviving examples in fine condition have become increasingly desirable among collectors who appreciate its heritage. As interest in vintage British copper coins continues to rise, the 1921 1 penny stands out as a hidden treasure that can fetch impressive prices in the international market, especially when preserved carefully. We explore the history, unique features, rarity, and dollar value of the 1921 1 penny, along with helpful tips for collectors looking to add this classic piece to their collection. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1921 was minted during the reign of King George V, a period marked by post-World War I recovery and significant economic change across Britain and the Commonwealth. The penny was part of the long-running bronze coinage introduced in the late 19th century, continuing the traditional designs that symbolized British identity and strength. By 1921, millions of these coins were produced, intended for everyday use in shops, markets, and public transport. However, the heavy circulation of the era means that many examples became worn or damaged over time. Today, the surviving coins serve as important reminders of an era when the British Empire was transitioning into the modern world, and the economy was slowly rebuilding after years of conflict. The 1921 1 penny features the iconic portrait of King George V on the obverse. Designed by Sir Bertram Mackennal, the portrait captures the monarch in a distinguished and regal profile. The legend, George's V Day Gra Brit OMN Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, surrounds the portrait, representing his titles, including Defender of the Faith and Emperor of India. On the reverse, the coin displays the classic seated Britannia, holding a trident and shield. This design, created by Leonard Charles Wyon, is one of the most recognizable British coin images, symbolizing naval power and national pride. The date, 1921, appears at the bottom. Despite its age, the design remains crisp and attractive, especially in fine condition where key details of Britannia's shield, trident, and robes are still clear. While 1921 pennies were produced in large numbers, the challenge lies in finding them in fine condition or better. Many circulated heavily for decades and show significant wear, making well-preserved pieces less common than expected. Collectors particularly value coins that maintain strong detail on Britannia and an identifiable portrait of George V. The growing interest in early 20th century British bronze coins has also boosted demand, especially among collectors in the United Kingdom, the United States, Australia, and Canada. As more collectors seek high-grade examples from this period, the 1921 penny has become a desirable and increasingly rare find in reputable auction markets. Fine condition pieces now draw attention not just for their history, but also for their investment potential. In today's competitive auction market, a United Kingdom 1 penny 1921 in fine condition can attract surprisingly strong prices. Collectors value its historical significance and the difficulty of finding well-preserved examples. Depending on the auction platform, presentation, and buyer interest, a fine condition 1921 penny can sell anywhere from $365,700, with exceptionally eye-catching or above-average examples reaching even higher. In some cases, if the coin retains strong color, minimal corrosion, and sharp details, the price may move beyond typical catalog expectations. While the 1921 penny is not the rarest of George V coins, its increasing popularity has led to a noticeable rise in dollar value over the past several years. Collectors aiming to add a 1921 1 penny to their collection should prioritize eye appeal and preservation. Look for examples with clear lettering, defined details on Britannia's shield, and a readable portrait of King George V. Avoid coins with heavy scratches, corrosion, or pitting, as these flaws significantly reduce long-term value. It is also wise to buy from trusted dealers or verified online auctions where authenticity is guaranteed. Storing the coin in a protective holder or album will prevent further wear and maintain its condition. Additionally, staying updated on recent auction results can help collectors understand price trends and make informed purchasing decisions. A fine condition 1921 penny is not only historically important but can also serve as an affordable entry point into early British numismatics. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1921 is a coin that beautifully reflects the history, craftsmanship, and culture of the early 20th century. Its elegant design, combined with its growing rarity and fine condition, makes it an appealing collectible for both beginners and experienced numismatists. With auction prices continuing to rise and collector interest increasing steadily, this coin represents a promising opportunity for enthusiasts worldwide. Whether you are drawn to its historical significance, its artistic details, or its investment potential, the 1921 1 penny remains a timeless piece worth adding to your collection. If you ever come across one in fine condition, consider it a small treasure of British history with surprisingly strong value in today's market. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1939. Although millions of these coins were minted for everyday circulation, finding one today, especially with historical character, such as a naturally aged or rusty condition, can still make collectors take notice. This particular coin carries both historical charm and collector appeal, and in recent years, it has begun to gain surprising attention on the auction market. Whether you are a passionate coin collector, a metal detectorist, or someone who recently discovered an old penny tucked away in a drawer, this episode will help you understand its value, rarity, and potential worth in dollars. The 1939 UK 1 penny sits at a dramatic point in world history. Minted during the reign of King George VI, this coin was produced at a time when Europe was on the brink of World War II. Britain declared war on Germany in September 1939, and as the economy shifted into wartime production, the Royal Mint continued issuing pennies for public use. These bronze coins were part of the long-running penny series used across the United Kingdom for over a century. The design remained consistent with earlier years, carrying forward the familiar symbolism of stability, monarchy, and tradition. The penny was a key part of day-to-day transactions, making it one of the most recognized denominations in British history. The 1939 1 penny features the portrait of King George VI on the obverse side. Designed by the talented sculptor Thomas Humphrey Paget, the king's profile is detailed and dignified, reflecting the strength and leadership expected in a time of uncertainty. On the reverse side, the iconic seated Britannia dominates the design, holding her trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's naval strength and national pride. The date, 1939, appears clearly below the figure. Even when a coin is in rusty or aged condition, these major design elements typically remain visible, giving the coin its unique historical charm. Many collectors find coins with natural patina or rust visually appealing because they show the true age and journey of the coin through decades of use and exposure. Although the 1939 penny is not considered extremely rare in general, the coin has become increasingly sought after due to rising interest in pre-war British coins. Collectors specifically look for examples that tell a story, whether through condition, toning, or signs of age. Rusty condition coins often fall under this category, appealing to buyers who enjoy owning pieces that show the coin's original life. The combination of its wartime context, its bronze composition, and its enduring design has made the 1939 penny more desirable than ever, especially for collectors building full date-run sets of George VI pennies. High-grade examples remain the most valuable, but even rusty or circulated coins have a stable demand among hobbyists. The value of a 1939 penny varies widely depending on condition, rarity of the specific piece, and interest from buyers at auction. A rusty or heavily circulated 1939 British penny will typically sell for only a few dollars in common markets. However, rarity increases when the coin shows unique aging patterns or when buyers are specifically looking for old condition examples for historical collections. In online auctions, rusty condition 1939 pennies have been seen selling between $235,000, depending on appeal and metal tone. Higher grade specimens without rust can sell from $250,000, especially if the coin is graded or holds exceptional detail. This price gap shows how condition greatly affects value, but even aged coins still find demand because of their historical context. For collectors interested in owning or investing in the 1939 1 penny, there are a few important guidelines to keep in mind. First, never attempt to clean or polish a rusty coin, as cleaning can drastically reduce its value and damage the natural surface. Collectors appreciate originality, even when the coin shows wear. Second, always compare the coin's condition with recent auction listings to get an accurate estimate of its worth. Third, store rusty condition coins properly to prevent further corrosion. Using acid-free coin envelopes or holders helps preserve their appearance. Lastly, if you find a well-detailed example or one with unique toning, consider having it evaluated by a professional, as certain specimens may hold more value than expected. the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1939 is more than just an old copper coin, it is a piece of history from one of the most significant years of the 20th century. Even in rusty condition, this coin holds its own appeal, attracting collectors who appreciate its age, beauty, and wartime background. Its market value may vary, but its historical significance and growing collector interest make it a coin worth learning about and preserving. If you have one of these pennies, you may be holding a small but meaningful chapter of British history. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1964. At first glance, the 1964 penny may seem like a common piece of bronze change from the era before decimalization, but when preserved in fine condition and evaluated by collectors, it carries significant historical appeal and increasing value in today's auction markets. Many coin enthusiasts are now searching old collections, drawers, and inherited boxes to find these coins, hoping to discover one with exceptional detail or rare minting traits. We will dive deep into its background, special features, rarity, collector demand, and its current market value in dollars. The 1964 1 penny belongs to the final decade of Britain's pre-decimal coinage. It was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, at a time when the UK was still using the classic system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The penny was a vital denomination that played a major role in everyday transactions, and millions were minted to meet the needs of the growing post-war population. Although the year 1964 saw the production of many pennies, only a small percentage remain in collectible condition today. The coin also represents the early portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed shortly after her coronation in 1953, and it marks an important period in Britain's numismatic and cultural history leading up to decimalization in 1971. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1964 has several unique features that make it attractive to collectors. The obverse of the coin displays the youthful first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, known for its simple and elegant profile without a crown. This portrait is significant because it captures the fresh era of a newly crowned monarch. The reverse of the coin shows the iconic seated Britannia, holding a trident with a shield by her side, a design that had been used on British pennies for over a century. The coin is made from bronze, giving it a rich, traditional color that collectors admire. Its large size and classic Britannia reverse also make it popular among those who enjoy historical British coin artwork. Although the 1964 penny is rare in the strictest sense, finding it in fine condition or better is becoming increasingly difficult. Many of these pennies circulated heavily for years, resulting in worn details and scratches. Collectors specifically look for coins that still show clear facial features, sharp lettering, and strong reverse details, especially on Britannia's shield and trident. Fine condition examples are steadily rising in demand because they represent one of the best preserved pieces from a time when pennies were handled daily. Additionally, certain varieties including minor die differences and coins with unusually strong strikes add extra interest for advanced collectors. With more people entering the hobby and nostalgia for pre-decimal coins increasing, the 1964 penny continues gaining recognition in numismatic circles. When it comes to dollar value, the United Kingdom 1 penny 1964 in fine condition can achieve more than most people expect. While heavily circulated coins may only be worth a small amount, a fine condition piece with strong details can sell anywhere from $245,500, depending on eye appeal and demand at the time of the sale. In auctions, especially those focused on British pre-decimal copper and bronze coins, better graded examples have fetched even higher prices, reaching $345,000 when the coin has exceptional color or sharpness. Special die varieties or coins certified by grading services may bring in even larger amounts, attracting serious collectors willing to pay a premium for quality. For collectors interested in obtaining a 1964 penny in fine condition, it is important to learn how to evaluate wear and preservation. Check the obverse to ensure the Queen's hairlines and facial features are visible and not overly worn. On the reverse, examine Britannia's figure, the shield lines, and the definition of the waves at her feet. Avoid coins with corrosion, deep scratches, or heavy discoloration. Storing your coins properly is essential, so use acid-free holders or albums to prevent long-term damage. When purchasing, look for sellers with clear photos and positive reviews to avoid low-quality coins. Finally, keep an eye on auction listings, as sometimes rare varieties or unusually well-preserved examples appear unexpectedly. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1964 may appear to be a simple bronze coin from the past, but its historical importance, attractive design, and increasing collector interest make it a fascinating piece to explore. In fine condition, it holds real market value and remains a popular choice among both beginners and seasoned numismatists. Whether you find one in an old family box or purchase it through an auction, The 1964 penny is a wonderful example of Britain's rich pre-decimal coinage tradition. If you are passionate about collecting coins with history, beauty, and investment potential, this penny deserves a place in your collection. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny coin from 1940 in very fine condition. Although the 1 penny coin is familiar and widely circulated during the early 20th century, certain dates like 1940 hold special significance for collectors due to their rarity, wartime production circumstances, and rising auction demand. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned coin enthusiast, understanding the historical context and collector value of the 1941 penny can reveal why this simple bronze coin is now worth far more than its original face value. Stay with me as we dive into its background, special features, rarity, market value in dollars, and tips for spotting the best examples. The 1941 penny was minted during a critical time in world history, as the United Kingdom faced the challenges of World War II. During this period, the Royal Mint continued producing circulating coinage, but metal shortages and wartime resource management resulted in fluctuating mintages and slight variations in quality. The coin features the portrait of King George VI, who reigned from 1936 to 1952, symbolizing Britain's resilience during difficult times. Pennies from this era were struck in bronze, and despite large-scale production, only a fraction survived in high-grade condition. Many coins suffered heavy wear in circulation or were used for wartime scrap metal recycling, making well-preserved examples increasingly rare today. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1940 carries several design elements that make it special for collectors. On the obverse side, the effigy of King George VI faces left, along with the inscription, George of 60, GBROMN Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. This historic inscription reflects the final years of Britain's imperial era. On the reverse side, the iconic seated Britannia design appears, holding a trident and shield, representing national strength and maritime heritage. The date, 1940, is neatly placed below the Britannia figure. Coins in very fine condition retain sharp details in Britannia's robe folds, trident, and shield lines, making them especially attractive and valuable compared to heavily worn examples. Although the 1940 penny is the rarest date in the George VI series, high-grade examples such as those in very fine condition or better are becoming increasingly scarce. Most surviving coins from the 1940s exist in worn, low-grade condition due to heavy wartime circulation. Collectors often seek coins that still show strong design details, minimal wear, and an even brown or reddish-brown patina. Because the 1940 penny reflects a historically significant year and is part of an iconic series, collector interest remains consistently high. As the supply of high-quality examples steadily decreases, competition among buyers has pushed auction prices upward in recent years, especially for coins with excellent surfaces and original mint luster. When it comes to the current market value of the 1941 penny in very fine condition, the price can vary depending on collector demand, auction setting, and overall eye appeal. Generally, a well-preserved 1940 penny in very fine condition can bring anywhere between $265,500 in today's collector market. Examples that approach extremely fine or good extremely fine quality may sell for higher premiums, sometimes reaching $355,000 at specialized auctions. The value increases dramatically for certified high-grade coins, as grading services boost buyer confidence and reinforce the coin's authenticity and condition. While these coins were once considered common, the numismatic market now recognizes their growing scarcity, making them a worthwhile and affordable addition for collectors. For collectors interested in adding a 1941 penny to their collection, the most important tip is to carefully assess the coin's overall condition. Look for coins that display clear detailing on Britannia's robe, shield, and trident, with minimal flattening. Avoid pieces with heavy corrosion, pitting, or deep scratches, as these significantly lower the value. Consider purchasing coins from reputable dealers or auctions to ensure authenticity and accurate grading. If you want to invest in long-term value, seek examples with even coloring and good eye appeal, as these tend to increase in desirability. For extra security, you may also choose coins graded by recognized services such as NGC or PCGS. Finally, store your coins in proper holders away from humidity to preserve their color and prevent damage over time. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1940 is more than just an old piece of bronze. It is a historical treasure from a defining moment in Britain's past. Its wartime background, elegant design, and emerging scarcity in higher grades all contribute to its rising value in today's auction market. For collectors, A very fine condition example offers an affordable yet meaningful opportunity to own a piece of numismatic history with real investment potential. Whether you are building a George VI collection or simply love British coinage, the 1940 penny is a coin that continues to attract attention and admiration. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1948. While millions of these coins circulated across the country in the mid-20th century, collectors today are especially fascinated by examples that have survived in unusual or naturally aged conditions, including those with a dark, black, rusty appearance. This worn and oxidized look often comes from decades of exposure to moisture, storage environments, or natural patina, turning an ordinary coin into a unique collectible. We will break down its historical importance, its identifying features, why collectors chase it, and how much a 1948 1 penny in black rusty condition can fetch on today's rare coin auction market in dollar value. The 1948 1 penny belongs to the pre-decimal British coinage system, a period rich with tradition and iconic designs. During this time, the United Kingdom was transitioning from wartime austerity into post-war recovery. King George VI reigned, and many coins from the late 1940s were produced in large quantities to meet everyday needs of a rebuilding nation. The penny was a key denomination used widely across the British Isles. Although the 1948 mintage reached into the tens of millions, most coins saw heavy daily use, leading to extensive wear and corrosion over time. As a result, finding a well-preserved or uniquely aged example is becoming increasingly appealing for collectors who enjoy the charm of old copper coins with natural aging. The coin showcases the traditional bronze composition, which naturally reacts with moisture and air over decades. On the obverse is the left-facing portrait of King George VI, crafted by Thomas Humphrey Paget, featuring his calm and dignified expression. The reverse displays the iconic seated Britannia holding a trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's maritime strength and classical heritage. When the coin ages and develops a black rusty tone, its surface becomes darker, textured, and visually striking, creating a unique contrast between the worn design and natural patina. These rich color variations make older pennies highly collectible because no two aged coins look exactly alike. Although the 1948 penny is not considered extremely rare in its normal circulated state, demand rises significantly for coins with character, historical appeal, or naturally aged surfaces. Collectors often seek samples with unique oxidation patterns or coins that have survived decades without severe damage. A black rusty condition coin might not meet high-grade standards, but it appeals to a niche group of collectors who appreciate antique patina and originality. The rarity also increases for examples that maintain visible details despite heavy dark aging, making them more desirable in the auction market. In today's auction market, a 1948 1 penny in heavily aged black rusty condition generally sells modestly if it is too corroded. However, coins that retain strong details while showing attractive dark patina can bring in higher than expected amounts. Typically, such examples range between $215,800 depending on appeal. Rare cases where the coin has a visually balanced patina and sharper details may rise to $325,000 or slightly more at specialized online auctions. Although the value isn't extremely high, it is still impressive for a coin that is over 75 years old and originally worth just a fraction of a modern dollar. Collectors especially enjoy the charm, story, and visual character of these pieces, which drives their market demand. For collectors interested in aged pennies, always check the level of detail visible on both sides of the coin. A natural rusty tone is fine as long as the corrosion has not eaten away important design elements. Avoid cleaning these coins because removing patina drastically reduces value and destroys the coin's originality. Instead, store the penny in a dry environment to prevent further corrosion, and use acid-free holders or coin flips. When buying online, request clear images that show the full surface. If you plan to sell, aim for platforms where antique-style coins attract dedicated collectors who appreciate aged copper coins. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1948 may not be one of the rarest coins in British history, but in black rusty condition it becomes a visually unique collectible with a charm of its own. Its historical story, distinctive aging, and decent auction value make it a wonderful addition for collectors who appreciate vintage copper coins with personality. Whether you're exploring your old coin jar or diving into online auctions, keep an eye out for this fascinating penny. You never know when a simple aged coin could become a meaningful treasure. Next up, we are diving into the fascinating world of rare British coins, with a spotlight on the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1949 in fine condition. This coin may appear humble at first glance, but for collectors and investors alike, it holds significant historical and monetary value. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or a budding collector, this video will take you through its history, unique features, rarity, and its impressive standing in the auction market today. The 1949 UK penny comes from the post-World War II era, a period of economic recovery and transformation in Britain. Struck under the reign of King George VI, this coin reflects a time when Britain was rebuilding and modernizing after the war. Pennies from this era were an essential part of everyday life, used in markets, shops, and homes across the country. While the coin's primary function was as everyday currency, today it offers a window into the historical, economic, and cultural context of mid-20th century Britain. Collectors value these coins not only for their age but also for the story they carry from a period of change and resilience. The 1949 one penny is notable for its classic design. The obverse side features a detailed portrait of King George VI, facing left, with the inscription, George of 60, GBROMN Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP, reflecting his title as King of Great Britain and Emperor of India. The reverse is adorned with the traditional depiction of Britannia, the female personification of Britain, seated beside a shield and holding a trident, symbolizing maritime strength and national pride. The coin's copper composition gives it a rich, reddish-brown color, which develops a warm patina over time, especially in coins that have been well preserved. These artistic and historical features make the 1949 penny stand out among other coins of the era. Although millions of pennies were minted in 1949, finding one in fine or better condition today is becoming increasingly difficult. Over time, most circulated coins have suffered wear, corrosion, or damage, making well-preserved examples highly desirable. The rarity of a 1949 penny in fine condition adds a layer of prestige for collectors, as it demonstrates careful preservation and historical significance. Coins in this condition are often sought after in auctions, private sales, and coin shows, with collectors competing to add these pieces to their collections. The combination of age, condition, and historical relevance contributes to its elevated status in the numismatic community. In today's auction market, the value of a 1949 UK one penny in fine condition can vary significantly depending on its preservation and provenance. On average, such coins are estimated to sell for between $225,000, but coins in particularly excellent condition or with certified grading from recognized organizations can fetch higher prices, sometimes exceeding $361,000 in rare cases. This value reflects not just the coin's scarcity but also the growing interest among collectors in post-war British coinage, making it a smart acquisition for both novice and seasoned investors. For those looking to acquire a 1949 one penny, careful attention to condition is key. Always examine coins for wear, scratches, and color consistency, and consider obtaining certified coins from reputable grading services to ensure authenticity. It is also advisable to research auction trends, as prices can fluctuate based on demand and rarity. Proper storage is crucial. Coins should be kept in a cool, dry environment and handled minimally to preserve their original features. Joining numismatic clubs or online communities can also provide valuable insights, as experienced collectors often share tips on spotting quality coins and avoiding common pitfalls. The United Kingdom one penny from 1949 is far more than a small piece of copper. It is a tangible link to Britain's post-war history and a prized collectible for numismatists around the world. Its unique design, historical significance, and scarcity in fine condition make it a coin that can command attention and value in the auction market. Whether you are a passionate collector or an investor seeking to diversify with historical coins, the 1949 penny offers both beauty and financial potential. Keep your eyes open for this remarkable piece of history. It may just be the hidden gem that completes your collection. Next up, we are exploring a truly fascinating piece of British numismatic history. The United Kingdom one penny from 1946. At first glance, this coin might seem ordinary or even neglected, especially in blackened, rusty, or damaged condition. However, its historical significance and rarity make it a highly sought-after item among collectors. Stick with us as we dive deep into its story, unique characteristics, and why even in less than perfect condition, it can command a significant price at auction. The 1946 one penny coin comes from a pivotal period in British history. Following the end of World War II in 1945, the United Kingdom was transitioning from wartime austerity to post-war recovery. The coins minted during this era reflect both the economic pressures of the time and the continuing legacy of King George VI, whose effigy appears on the obverse side of the coin. Pennies were a central part of everyday life, used by the working class and for small transactions, making them a tangible link to the daily experiences of post-war Britain. Despite their utilitarian nature, many coins from this period are now treasured by collectors due to their historical significance and relative scarcity. The 1946 penny is made primarily of bronze, which over time can oxidize, leading to the blackened and rusty appearance often seen in older, circulated examples. The obverse features the portrait of King George VI, facing left, with the inscription, George of 6D, GBROMN Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP. A declaration of his reign over the United Kingdom and the British Empire. The reverse showcases the iconic seated Britannia holding a trident, a symbol of British strength and naval dominance, with a lighthouse and shield in the background. Even in damaged or corroded condition, these design elements remain recognizable and contribute to the coin's collectible appeal. While millions of pennies were minted in 1946, many have been lost, melted down, or corroded beyond recognition over the decades. Coins in poor condition, including blackened, rusty, or damaged examples, are actually rarer than one might assume because so many were circulated extensively. Collectors often seek coins that tell a story. A 1946 penny with visible wear or oxidation is a direct witness to decades of history. The demand for these coins is fueled not only by their age and historical importance but also by the fascination with the surviving examples that have endured the passage of time in such imperfect condition. Even in black, rusty, or damaged condition, a 1946 UK penny can hold significant value. While pristine, uncirculated specimens might sell for several $100s at auction, coins in poor condition typically range from $375,000, depending on specific factors such as legibility, remaining design detail, and overall historical appeal. Interestingly, some collectors are willing to pay more for a coin with distinctive patina or corrosion, as it adds character and uniqueness to their collection. In online auctions and numismatic marketplaces, these coins often generate competitive bidding, especially among enthusiasts who specialize in post-war British pennies. For those interested in collecting 1946 pennies, there are several tips to keep in mind. First, always inspect coins carefully, even in damaged condition, to verify authenticity. Avoid attempting to clean rusty coins aggressively, as this can reduce their value. Natural patina and wear are part of the coin's historical charm. Researching auction records and market trends can help you understand what similar coins are selling for, and joining collector communities can provide valuable insights and networking opportunities. Even a coin that appears heavily worn or corroded can become a centerpiece in a collection if its provenance and history are documented. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1946 is far more than a simple coin. It is a tangible piece of post-war history, a survivor of decades of circulation, and a symbol of resilience. Whether it is blackened, rusty, or damaged, its value lies in its story and its rarity. Collectors recognize that even imperfect coins have the power to connect us to the past while holding potential financial worth in today's market. So next time you stumble upon an old penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth more than you think. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1944. This coin, even in dirty or circulated condition, has captured the attention of collectors worldwide due to its rarity and historical significance. While many coins from this era may seem ordinary at first glance, the 1944 penny is a hidden treasure that can surprise collectors at auctions. In this video, we'll explore the history, unique features, rarity, and current market value of this remarkable coin, and provide some tips for collectors who want to make the most of their numismatic investments. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1944 was minted during the tumultuous years of World War II. The British economy was heavily influenced by the war effort, and coin production faced unique challenges, including metal shortages and reduced minting facilities. These factors make coins from the 1940s particularly interesting to collectors. The penny, featuring the classic design of King George VI on the obverse, served not only as currency but also as a symbol of resilience during a period of uncertainty. While millions of pennies were produced, finding one in collectible condition today is increasingly difficult, and even a dirty or circulated coin from 1944 can hold significant historical value. The 1944 1 penny features King George VI's portrait on the obverse, facing left, with the inscription, George of 6D, GBROMN Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Britannia seated with a trident, shield, and flowing robes, a design that had adorned British pennies for decades. One of the interesting aspects of the 1944 penny is the subtle variations in die strikes that occurred due to wartime production pressures. These small differences, often overlooked by casual collectors, can dramatically affect the coin's rarity and value. Even coins with dirt, grime, or circulation marks may display these unique features, making them appealing to specialized collectors who value historical authenticity over pristine condition. While 1944 pennies are rare as some other British coins, the combination of age, historical significance, and scarcity in well-preserved form creates high demand among collectors. Coins in dirty condition, surprisingly, still attract attention because they represent authentic circulation from the 1940s. Collectors who appreciate the story behind the coin often seek pieces that show genuine wear, believing that a well-used penny from 1944 carries more historical weight than a modern, flawless reproduction. As a result, even pennies that appear dirty or worn can fetch impressive sums in specialized auctions. The market value of a United Kingdom 1 penny 1944 varies widely depending on its condition and collector interest. A penny in dirty or circulated condition can typically range from $267,000 in private sales. However, coins that display rare die variations, clear historical markings, or unusual features may achieve higher prices, sometimes reaching $375,000 or more at specialized auctions. It's essential to remember that the numismatic market is influenced not only by condition but also by provenance and demand, so even a humble-looking 1944 penny can occasionally surprise collectors with an unexpectedly high auction result. For those interested in adding a 1944 1 penny to their collection, several tips can help maximize value and enjoyment. First, always examine the coin carefully for unique die marks or minting irregularities, as these features can significantly increase its worth. Second, avoid aggressive cleaning, as improper methods can reduce a coin's market value. Embracing a naturally dirty coin often appeals more to collectors who value historical authenticity. Third, consider obtaining a professional evaluation or grading, especially if the coin displays rare characteristics. Finally, keep an eye on auction trends and online marketplaces, as the popularity of wartime British coins has grown steadily over recent years. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1944, even in dirty condition, is a fascinating collectible with historical significance and auction potential. Its unique features, wartime background, and the allure of genuine circulation make it a must-see for serious numismatists. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into British coins, the 1944 penny offers a tangible connection to history and an opportunity to own a piece of the past that could be worth far more than it appears at first glance. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, next up we're diving into a fascinating piece of British numismatic history, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1945. Even in a rusty or circulated condition, this coin has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. It's a small coin with a big story, representing a time of significant change in the UK, right at the end of World War II. We'll explore its history, unique features, rarity, current market value in dollars, and tips for collectors looking to add this historic penny to their collection. The 1945 UK 1 penny was minted during a pivotal period in British history. The world was just emerging from the devastation of World War II, and Britain was in the midst of post-war recovery. This penny is part of the pre-decimal currency system, which had been in use for centuries, with the penny playing a central role in everyday transactions. Made from bronze, the 1945 penny reflects both the economic constraints and the enduring craftsmanship of the Royal Mint during that era. Coins from this period are especially cherished because they are tangible pieces of history, connecting us to a time when Britain was rebuilding and reshaping its future. One of the most distinctive features of the 1945 1 penny is its classic design. The obverse features the portrait of King George VI, facing left, which was standard for pennies minted between 1937 and 1952. The reverse displays the iconic portcullis with chains, a symbol of the Palace of Westminster, surrounded by the inscription, 1 penny, and the date, 1945. While many pennies from this period show signs of wear, the rusty patina on some 1945 coins actually adds a layer of character, telling the story of decades of circulation. Collectors often appreciate these imperfections because they provide authenticity and a direct connection to the coin's journey through history. While the 1945 penny was minted in relatively high numbers, finding one in good, collectible condition, especially with minimal cleaning, is increasingly rare. Rusty coins like this one are sometimes overlooked by casual collectors, but experienced numismatists know that the natural aging and toning can enhance the coin's appeal. The demand for 1945 pennies has grown over the years, particularly among collectors of World War II-era coins and pre-decimal British currency. Its historical significance combined with limited high-grade examples makes it a sought-after item for any serious collection. So, how much is a 1945 UK 1 penny worth today? In circulated condition with noticeable rust, the value can range from approximately $270,000, depending on the coin's overall appearance, rarity, and the auction platform. Coins with lighter rust and visible details might fetch higher prices, whereas heavily corroded examples remain more modestly priced. For coins in exceptional condition or those that have been carefully preserved, the value can climb significantly, reaching over $350,000 or more at specialized auctions. It's important to remember that the numismatic market can fluctuate, so collectors should always check recent sales for the most accurate pricing. If you're interested in adding a 1945 penny to your collection, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always inspect the coin carefully for its condition, including rust, wear, and any signs of damage. Avoid aggressive cleaning, as it can significantly reduce the coin's value. Look for reputable sellers and auction houses to ensure authenticity. Additionally, consider the story behind the coin. Coins with a well-documented history or provenance can be more valuable to collectors. And finally, be patient. Finding the right 1945 penny at the right price can take time, but the reward is a piece of history that could appreciate in value over the years. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1945 is more than just a coin. It's a window into a historic period of British history. Even in rusty condition, it holds significant appeal to collectors due to its age, design, and connection to the post-war era. With growing collector demand and the potential for auction value in dollars, this humble penny is a treasure worth seeking out. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, next up we're diving into a fascinating piece of British numismatic history, the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1920. Even in worn condition, this coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, thanks to its historical significance, rarity, and the intriguing stories behind its minting. If you've ever wondered how a small copper coin can command a surprisingly high value at auction, stick around as we explore the details of this 1920 penny, its unique features, and why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. The 1920 UK penny was minted during the reign of King George V, a period marked by post-World War I recovery and significant changes in British society. The coin is part of the larger pre-decimal penny series, which had been in circulation for centuries. This particular penny was struck at the Royal Mint and circulated widely across the United Kingdom. Despite its ubiquity at the time, over a century later, surviving examples, especially in any collectible condition, have become quite scarce. Coins from this era reflect not just monetary history, but also the artistic and industrial trends of the early 20th century, making them an essential part of any serious collector's portfolio. The 1920 penny carries the familiar design of King George V on the obverse, with his portrait facing left, wearing a crown, surrounded by the inscription, George's VDG Brit, OMN, REXFDIND, IMP. The reverse features the iconic seated figure of Britannia holding a trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's naval power, with the word 1 penny, and the date beneath her. Even in worn condition, these details, particularly the outline of Britannia and the date, remain visible, offering a glimpse into the craftsmanship of the period. What makes this coin especially interesting is the subtle variations that sometimes appear in the minting, such as differences in the positioning of letters or slight irregularities in the portrait, which can make one coin stand out from another. Although the 1920 penny was produced in large numbers, the passage of time has made surviving specimens increasingly rare. Many pennies were lost, melted down, or simply wore out from everyday use. Coins in worn condition are relatively more common than uncirculated examples, yet even these can be highly sought after because collectors value them for their age, historical significance, and the story they tell. The rarity of a worn 1920 penny, combined with its place in the King George V series, ensures that demand among collectors remains strong, particularly in the United Kingdom and among international numismatists interested in early 20th century British coinage. Despite being in worn condition, a 1920 UK penny can fetch a significant price at auctions or through private sales. Prices typically range from around $285,000, depending on factors like legibility of the date, overall wear, and specific minting variations. Coins with clearer details, even if worn, are more desirable and can command higher bids. Rare variations or coins with an interesting provenance may exceed these typical ranges, making them valuable finds for serious collectors. Auction results from prominent numismatic platforms consistently show that the 1920 penny holds its value and continues to attract interest from enthusiasts around the world. If you're looking to add a 1920 penny to your collection, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, examine the coin closely for legibility of the date and details of King George V's portrait and Britannia on the reverse. Even in worn condition, clarity can significantly affect value. Second, consider consulting reputable numismatic guides or auction records to understand the market trends and pricing. Third, if purchasing online or at auction, ensure the seller provides a detailed description and images, as authenticity and condition verification are crucial. Lastly, remember that coins are not just investments, they're historical artifacts, so appreciate their story as much as their market value. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1920 is more than just a piece of copper. It's a tangible connection to British history, a testament to the era of King George V, and a fascinating collectible for numismatists worldwide. Even in worn condition, its rarity, historical significance, and enduring appeal make it a coin worth seeking out. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, the 1920 penny offers a wonderful blend of history, artistry, and investment potential. So, keep an eye out for these hidden treasures. They may be worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare UK coins, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more guides on valuable coins worth big money in dollars.